Thank you. I'm pleasantly pleased to get a second round, so we'll do a lightning round with you, Chairman, if that's okay. Transparency is a major issue with the Fed, and we hear critics today. My experience to you, to be honest, has been you've been an advocate for transparency through the financial crisis, both in meetings here and in our meetings face-to-face as well. To that end, is there any logistical reason why the lag time between the Open Markets Committee meetings and the release of transcripts shouldn't be reduced from 5 to 2 years or less? Is there any reason we can't see that sooner?
There's no logistical reason. My concern is, 2 years is within a tightening or easing cycle. What we noticed when the transcripts were released with a 5-year lag was that the meetings became much more constrained. People started reading their statements. There was just much less give and take. I think with that short a lag, I think you're actually going to inhibit discussion, and you may have adverse impacts on markets. We provide a great deal of information in our minutes, in our testimonies and speeches and the like, and I'm, of course, happy to meet with you and discuss issues that you might have. I think no other central bank in the world provides the transcripts with any lag, as far as I know. So this is actually quite a transparent policy that we have, and I do think it would create some problems to shorten that considerably.
On China, there is a focus on currency, but noting that the U.S. devalued its currency by a peak of about 15% over 2 years. It's now closer to 12% today. Since the driver behind the currency legislation seems to be our trade deficit, what I hear from our businesses is that while currency certainly is an issue, especially for select industries, there are a number of trade barriers we face in China, from theft of intellectual property rights, directed subsidies, closed capital account, restrictions on raw and rare export materials, on and on, choosing of national champions, on and on. If Congress is to tackle our trade deficit with China, isn't it more important that we look at the whole range of trade barriers that restrict our sales into that growing market?
On our currency, Congressman, the dollar is about the same place it was in summer of 2008. It's going up and down with flows of flight to safety, but hasn't been really on a trend. On your question, absolutely. I've been involved in the strategic and economic dialogue since its inception, and we talk every time with the Chinese about all these issues, and I think continued pressure discussion with them about these trade barriers and these related issues, I think, is very important, very constructive.
Thank you, Chairman.